Welcome to Becoming Her.
Your new space for confidence, growth and real conversations.
So today we're going to be talking about alcohol and our relationship with alcohol and how it's not always been healthy for us, especially when we've been younger and getting up to no good and causing havoc, growing up, from things we've been through, the friends we've surrounded ourselves with, and how our views on it is completely changed.
Yeah, because it wasn't always a good thing to us, alcohol, and as you get older now, people are starting to think that alcohol's a bad thing. You shouldn't be going out all the time, you shouldn't go out. If you're wanting to get disciplined, then one night out's going to completely change that.
It's very conflicting, I think, isn't it? Where like I feel like I'm very much like I do like a drink now and again, but it's finding that balance of going out and having a drink and having a good time, and then actually getting your head into gear and working for what's right for you. We're going to be touching base on how it's fine if you want to go and have a drink. It's just finding that balance.
Yeah, because I think people these days have a perception on alcohol that it's a bad thing. Like, everyone wants to be disciplined. That's the way that the world's going now. Everyone wants to be healthy and going to the gym and eating well. And then when you're going out...
They feel bad about it.
Yeah, and then people are like, well, judging that you shouldn't be going out and having a drink, or they'll go and have a drink and then they'll feel guilty afterwards because they're like, well, I've just done all of that in terms of getting myself on the right track, and now I went out and had a night out, and it's like,
yeah, and
the
you
anxiety
waste
hits.
days after it, hungover and being unproductive, and
Yeah.
and then you say to yourself, well, I'm never drinking again.
I've
That's
heard
it.
that one too many times. I'm never drinking again.
And then like the weekend after, they're back to it again because it's someone's birthday or...
Yeah, the point of this
something.
episode is to look back at that and where did this negative relationship with alcohol stem from, and then now looking at our relationship, like our own relationship with alcohol and how that's developed. And it's just kind of hoping that other people can touch on how having a drink isn't a bad thing. You just got to develop that safe space with it and realise that actually alcohol isn't the problem, it's the environment.
And it's your relationship with the alcohol, isn't
Yeah.
it?
And we're not telling people what you should and shouldn't do. We're not saying
Not at
you
all.
should go out and have a drink, or you should go have like, if you don't want to go out and have a drink, then that's fine. But this is just kind of touching on the subject that alcohol isn't a bad thing. It's just the experiences that you've had with it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll find that surrounding yourself with different people and a better environment can then lead to you having a better relationship with it. So we just kind of want to touch on that. Going into 2026, dry January is nearly over. Everyone's going to be starting to think about the new year, festivals, holidays, maybe thinking about going out with friends. And we want to just let you know that it's all right to say yes. You can go out and you can have a drink with your friends.
I feel like I need this
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah. I feel like our experience would be good to kind of share, because in the sense of the bad experience that I had as a kid with alcohol and the kind of thing that you're going through at the minute, in the sense of you're wanting to be more disciplined and on track and get fitter, and it's hard for you to say yes to going out because your struggle now is reminding yourself that it's okay to go and have a drink. Whereas my thing's always been that fight of alcohol's such a bad thing because I've had so many negative experiences. So now I'm like, well, I don't want to go out because I'm going to have a shit time.
Yeah.
But actually you're not.
It's knowing yourself and how you are around alcohol, because everyone's different, aren't they? Because, for example, me, I get really bad hangovers, which puts me off. Some people don't get hangovers at all, so they can go out and still be fine the next day and be productive, but I can't. So therefore, I need to then think, right, if I'm going out, I need to pace myself, or I need to not go mental, because I don't want to wake up hungover the next day.
And then you're also guilt tripping yourself, because
yeah.
afterwards you're like, oh my God, I've just wasted a full day rough and I
Yeah.
could have been doing something
Yeah.
productive. But I think what we've came to the conclusion of recently is, if you have a good time and you go home feeling happy about that night out, and even though you do feel it, have a bit of a bad head the next day, you're like,
It's
oh well,
worth
it was worth it. It was so worth it.
It's choosing who you go out with, isn't it? It's choosing the right people to go out with, someone that you know you'll have a good time with.
Well, yeah, that touches exactly on my experience. When I went out, I cannot for the life of me tell you, from the age of 17 up until the age of 20, I was out every week. I worked in bars, so I would finish my shift at like 1, 2 a.m, and then I would go get a pint, and it'd be at that point where I'd be playing catch up with everyone who's already out. But let's also bear in mind that these people that I was meeting were only my friends because we were drinking.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be, like, yes, a few of them were really good friends or family even that I would meet away from town, but the only reason I was meeting them was to go for a drink. We weren't ever meeting up for breakfast. We weren't meeting up to catch up. We weren't having girly days. Nothing of the sort. It was all just, let's have a drink. When we're next having a drink, oh, we're at the pub, come meet us. And it got to the point where that was my lifestyle for like 5 years, like constantly going out, and it just turned into my personality. And I don't think that that was a good thing at all. I mean, it's shaped me into who I am, so I'm not going to say I regret it, and I'm not going to say that that was a bad thing, but my personal experience, and I know a lot of other people will be able to say the same, was just constantly going out. But I'm not saying that's a bad thing either, because people do have that. Like, I know loads of people that used to go out all the time, but their experience to mine is so different because they had a good time every time they went out.
Yeah.
Whereas mine was a group of people that were arguing, they were having fights in the middle of the street, like, they were always fighting over stupid stuff that you wouldn't fight over sober, and it just made my experiences every time I went out a bad experience.
Yeah.
So now looking back, I think that's why over the past few years I've avoided going out, because my concept of it was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have a shit night, because every time I went out someone was arguing.
It does make you realise things, doesn't it, when you think back. An example of mine reflecting, when I was younger, I think I was about 14, 15 maybe, and I had a really bad experience with alcohol. That's not actually funny. It definitely wasn't funny at the time. I'd went out with a group of girls and
I know exactly what you're gonna say. I was there.
We got someone to go into the shop for us and get us some vodka, and went back to one of the girls' houses, and me and my best friend decided it would be funny to drink the vodka straight, and then we ended up going out, and then one thing led to another, and then I woke up in hospital. And a lot of stuff happened that night that actually traumatised me. Even though I can't remember anything, I blacked out. And I think that's the reason why now I don't like to drink to the point in case that happens again. I think
it's such a good thing to touch on, that you've had that experience where, because I've never had an experience where I've ended up basically nearly dying of alcohol. I've never had that. Mine's all just negativity, but I'll never forget that day.
Yeah, it's scary.
Because I'll never forget getting a phone call saying, there's an ambulance for Kim, and I was close by, so I went to the area, and just seeing you nearly fucking dead. Yeah. Like, I was traumatised. Like, obviously not as traumatised as you, but bloody hell, like, I think
the fear I put everyone else around me in as well was horrible, and not only I was like, oh well, it was embarrassing obviously as well. I know I was only young, but it like the fear, like my mum and dad thought I was dead, and it was just that. I think that was like something I'll never forget.
Yes,
and
that's probably
it's something
that to not enjoy it.
I don't really enjoy it that much anymore, because I always think in my head like.
So while I was out partying away, wasting my life every week, you were a bit scared to drink too much in case that happened again.
I was. So I think looking back and reflecting, and I feel like everyone's relationship with alcohol, it can either stem from something that's like a past experience. For me, it was a past experience that has affected the way I drink today. And others is just obviously grown up in the people that they meet and the situations they get themselves in.
I was about to say, it can stem from other things. It's not just about you particularly, like whatever you've been through, whether you've drank too much and put yourself in that position, or whether you've got to the point like me where you didn't enjoy going out because of some people. But it's also watching other people drink. Like, maybe you've got family members who drink a lot and that's put you off, or you've got family that have made mistakes that's put you off as well. Like, there's other stuff as well in both of our lives. It's both like hit us hard, and I think that you need to realise that in all of them situations, the alcohol wasn't the issue. It was the decisions made by you and those surrounding you that's put you in that position. Yeah. And I think that's what we need to touch on. You need to
take accountability for it, don't you?
Yeah.
It's no one else's fault.
Exactly.
It's just your own.
Exactly. And it's also as well, like, you've maybe gone through things as well, and that maybe at the time put you in a position where you wanted to drink, like things like drinking to cope. Like, I lost one of my best friends at one point, and they passed away, and after that, for the first few times I drank after that, I mean, still now, and it's been years, I cried every time I had a drink. It's like all my emotions were heightened.
It does
And,
amplify it, doesn't
sometimes I would drink, and while I was drinking, I was thinking, I'm only doing this to try and wash it away, and it's only doing nothing but making it worse. But other people will have gone through that as well. That also was one of the reasons that pushed me to not like alcohol, because the way that they passed away, alcohol did kind of surround that as well. And I think that, and other people that I've lost, alcohol's been a playing factor. And then in the end, it resulted in me looking at alcohol and thinking, I don't want to go near you because you're ruining my life.
Yeah.
And honestly, it hit me hard. Like, everything that bad that happened around me when I was younger was all to do with alcohol. And I think it got to the point where, yes, I had those few years where I was drinking all the time and not thinking anything of it, but I hit maybe like 20, and all of a sudden something snapped, and I was like, I don't like it anymore. I don't want to touch it. Everyone that touches that either dies or they're depressed, and I don't want it. And it made this horrible relationship with it that I didn't want to...
Yeah, you shouldn't drink alcohol whatsoever if you're not in a good place mentally.
Yeah, but it's also really hard to tell people that. Like, when I was at the time...
It's knowing that yourself.
Yeah,
it's just knowing yourself. If you're not feeling happy and you're not feeling like you're in a good place mentally, what are your thoughts day to day? Are the positive or the negative? And if the negative, you shouldn't be drinking alcohol.
It's so easy as well, though, for people to say to you, you need to stop because you're making yourself worse. Because the amount of people that used to say to me, stop drinking all the time. Because before everything happened, I went through a lot as a kid as well, and I always found that when I was in my teens and I drank, so like late teens, early 20s, that it kind of like I started thinking about all that stuff that I shouldn't have thought about anymore, and it was like I was making everything out to be like depressing and negative, and every time I had a drink I would start crying. And when I was going through stuff with like relationships or family, I'd start crying over that, and it's like it does make you depressed. It's like, well, that's what it is. Alcohol's it's a depressant, and it's gonna do that to you. And I just think it is really hard to get that across to people when you say you need to stop. It's so hard to make people stop drinking when they're going through it. But I think
that's why you need to obviously just surround yourself with good people.
Yeah, well, this is another thing. You get those people that make it. They don't make you. No one's ever going to force it down your neck.
No.
But you do get those people that will entice it. Like, come on have a drink, meet us. Or I remember going out and saying, oh, I don't want to drink too much tonight. And you'd get called boring. Don't be boring. You need to drink more. Like, come on, catch up. Or like I would finish my shift and go out, and then I'd feel like I'd have to play catch up with everyone.
I think people don't like to miss out, and that's why they struggle to say no sometimes, no matter what place they're in mentally.
Yeah, to be fair, I used to get that. Like, all my friends would be out, and even if I didn't want to go out, I'd be like, oh, well, I want to go out because I've got a bit of FOMO now.
Yeah.
I need to go see what they're all doing.
Yeah.
But it's peer pressure as well, and it's not just about alcohol. It comes down to drugs. Like, every Fanny and his aunt does drugs now. There's two things I learnt growing up. One is cheese is really fucking expensive, and two is everyone does drugs.
I was going to say that is so random.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were going to mention cheese. Where did that come from?
No, honest to God, as I grew up, I'll never forget saying it once. The two things I noticed as I became an adult was, one, is cheese is really expensive, and two, is everyone sniffs drugs. Like, that is the thing.
Yeah,
but,
it's actually crazy, isn't it?
It's the things you get peer pressured into as a kid is mental. Like, come on, just do this, just do it. Like, you'll be all right. And actually, it's not all right.
No.
Like, my little cousins vape now, and I look at that and think, oh my God, that's awful. Why are you vaping at that age? But actually, I smoked at that age. Because you're peer pressured into it. You think you're cool because everyone else around you does it.
Yeah, it takes for you to get older and experience other things, and for you to realise that was not cool back then.
But yeah, so dropping off the subject of our experiences, you can kind of go into kind of what the realisation was, wasn't it? Like, as you get older, you do start to realise that drinking isn't actually a bad thing. None of that was forced down your neck. No one made you do that. I made all my own choices. Exactly. Yeah. Like, I know
when you're younger, you're easily influenced, aren't you, when you're young? But you shouldn't be getting easy influenced at this age anyways.
No.
When you're over 25, I think, at least. You should be making the right decisions.
Yeah, so it's like, just kind of touching all of that, you realise, don't you, like, it wasn't ever the alcohol, was it? It was everything else. Like, the alcohol wasn't the issue. Technically it was you, but it's not just you, it's human factors, it's everything around you. But yeah, so we've kind of realised over this past, would you say it's been the past year?
Yeah, probably.
That it's, like we've said, we've came to the realisation that alcohol was never the issue, but it's kind of flipping that mindset, isn't it, of being like, well, yeah, alcohol wasn't the issue, so now what are you going to do about that? Your friends are asking you to go out, but have you got a different group of friends this time? Because I'm not friends with, I don't think, any of the people, really, that I used to go out with. So I think you grow apart from those people sometimes. But even though I grew apart from them maybe a year or two ago, even maybe longer than that, like I still speak to them, still catch up sometimes, but I don't go out all the time with them anymore. A lot of them have also grew up as well. But this past couple of years, I haven't went out, and every time I did, kind of in that period, I was still very like, oh, is this going to be a good night? I'd get really anxious before I would go out. Like, I never used to get beer fear because I used to be out all the time, but now before I go out, I can't eat all day. I can't eat. It's horrible. I get proper anxious, and then honestly, up until the point where I have a drink in my hand and I've sipped that first bit of alcohol, I am a wreck. But since we started going out, like, we don't go out all the time, but we went on our first night out together. We were best friends when we were younger, and then we obviously like grew apart after school. So by the time we turned 18, we weren't talking, so we never got the opportunity to go out together. But then we went out together for the first time in the past year, and we had such a good time. And now it's like, well,
we've got the taste for it.
It's not even the taste of it. It's like just something clicked, and I was like, it's not even been the alcohol this whole time. Why am I so scared to have a drink? It's not the alcohol. It's obviously been whoever I've been out with. Like, we live in
had bad experiences in the past.
Exactly. Like, we live in a small town where we don't have many bars, we don't have many clubs. You either go out and it's a good vibe or it's a bad vibe. But everyone just goes on about all the time, don't they? They're like, I don't want to go out, it's crap, our town's crap, it's awful.
Yeah,
but it's not actually crap, it's the company you're with. Like, you need to realise that it's not about where you are or what you're drinking, it's who you're with. And I think we've came to the realisation that we've both grew, we both align, we both want the same things. So when we go out, we genuinely have a mint time.
I think it matters massively, obviously, who you go out with, doesn't it? Like, how do you feel when you're out? Like, when you're out with your friends drinking, like, do you feel like you're enjoying the night? Because if you don't feel like you're enjoying the night, it's not going to be a good night, and you'll feel like you've wasted your money, and then you're hungover the next day. Like, when we've been out together, for example, I feel like I've never been hungover the next day, because I feel like we do pace ourselves well. And obviously, you give me like electrolytes before we go out, and if I come back to yours, you give me electrolytes before I go to bed. I think they help massively.
Top tip for when you go out.
Yeah, there you go. A little tip for you. They've made a difference. I feel like for me, I've recently came out of like an 8-year relationship, and all of that time I didn't go out really ever, and like I didn't really want to. But I feel like now I'm in a total different sort of phase in my life where I have kind of started maybe going out a little bit more often, and like not often, but I've realised that when you do actually have a good time when you go out, I actually do have a great time.
Do you know what I actually am getting from this? Both of us are really hesitant to be like, I like going out.
I know.
Because what is it this day and age? We're feeling embarrassed to be like, I like a drink and I like going out, and it is good. I don't know what it is, but I feel like through the whole thing, every time we've said we go out, we've both been like, not a lot, we don't go a lot. Like, we're embarrassed.
Like, we're trying to prove something to someone.
This is the point. There's nothing you need to prove, is there?
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that with the relationship, like, because you obviously, things are different in a relationship, aren't they? Like,
yeah, you don't really go out that much.
No.
I think it's okay to enjoy a drink. It's okay to go out and have a good time, and if you're a disciplined person and you're on a health kick and you're like, alcohol just slow you down and make you feel guilty, and like, as long as you go out with the right people and you pace yourself in the night, if you feel like you can't, I know a lot of people feel like when they've had a drink they can't control themselves, but it's like, it's okay. I feel like I'm always, like we were just saying there, like, we're hesitant on saying I like a drink, and we're hesitant on admitting that we do like going out, because it's like, I feel like it's frowned upon by people that are disciplined and successful, and it's massively frowned upon, because it's like, a lot of successful people when I've watched podcasts in the past, and a lot of the successful people, they always say alcohol is like poison, like don't drink it, and I feel like that puts a lot of pressure on people that watch them podcasts. But I think you can still have a good time and still be successful and still be disciplined and be productive as long as you manage your relationship with alcohol.
Yeah, it's like finding a balance.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
it?
finding a balance. Yeah, it's all about balance.
Yeah. Like people, it is like that this day, everyone's into health and wellness, and so now it's all about, well, I haven't been out for 2 weeks, so I'm doing amazing. But actually, so what if you haven't been out for 2 weeks? So what if you went out for last night for a drink? You're still getting up and then going to the gym.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if you have one night out. Don't make yourself feel guilty for having one night out and having a good time with your friends or your family or enjoying yourself, because you're still at the end of the day fighting for your goals, and that doesn't matter if you want to just go have one night out. I don't understand why it's such a big thing at the moment to be so frowned upon just to have a good time. God, my mum's day and age, they were out every week and whatever, still living a normal life. I suppose there wasn't cell phones and social media and stuff to keep you occupied. Like, you went out with your friends and that was that.
Yeah.
If you didn't go out with your friends, you weren't having a good time, you were bored.
I think the big thing here is just balance, isn't it? It's finding that balance, and like I don't want to sound like we're encouraging you to drink, but we don't want to at the same time be saying like it's really bad to drink. It's just it's finding that in between.
And it's about looking back as well and thinking, where is my negative relationship with alcohol stemmed from? Is there some reason why I don't like going out? And you just need to stop kicking yourself, because at the end of the day, I know that the reason that I didn't enjoy going out anymore and felt like I couldn't was because every time I did go out in the past when I was younger, I took it too far or I did it too much. And I'm only 27, and the amount of times it's came out my mouth was, oh, I took it too far when I was younger, so I don't think I want to do that anymore. What do you mean? When I was younger, I'm still young. Like, why can't I go out and have a drink? And now I'm different. I'm not friends with any of them anymore. I've got new groups of friends and new friends I want to go and enjoy myself with, and we have a bloody whale of a time when we go out. So you need to just kind of ask yourself, right, do I need to feel guilty for going out? No. What's the reason why I'm not going out anymore? Do I need to go out as well? Because if you are one of them people where you want to stay disciplined, if someone's asking you to go out all the time, do you need to go out? If it's like, because you could be at the opposite end of the stick here, you could be one of those people that just wants to balance themselves a bit more on the health side, but actually you're being made to feel like you need to go out all the time, but you don't.
Not at all.
If you've got a good balance, then you've hit the nail on the head, haven't you?
Yeah. I think who you surround yourself with plays a massive part on it as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's
like you're allowed to evolve. You're allowed to change your group of friends. You're allowed to change your mindset. Everything. It's not all about proving to yourself or others. You don't need to prove to all your friends that you can go out every weekend and get absolutely wasted and then do it again the weekend after.
Yeah,
but
it's
you
like
also
being the yes friend, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to be the yes friend.
You don't need to do that, but then you also don't need to prove to yourself that you can stay in every weekend just to be healthy.
No, it's nice to go out and let loose sometimes.
Yeah.
I think it's good. Like I was saying the other day, I think we'd been out, and I think sometimes it gives me another sort of kick up the arse after I've had a night out. It's like the next day I'm like ready to go, because I'm like, right, I've had my night out, I've had a good time, and now let's get back on track.
I've honestly found that you're more productive the day after a night out than you are through the week.
Yeah, I know, which is quite concerning.
I'll be dozing in bed thinking, right, I'll just have another hour and then I'll get up and have some breakfast, and you text me with your running gear on about to go for a run or something.
I do feel like it sort of recharges me sometimes, like weirdly, like going on a night out.
And do you know, you work so hard, people work so bloody hard, so when it comes to the weekend, or maybe once a month, go have a bloody nice night out, recharge your social battery, and then you'll feel better, because everything you've worked hard for, you've been able to go have a good time with your friends, and then you realise that you're not just working every day, like you're at the bistro every day, doing your job, and then having to go home on the weekend, and then go back to work. It's always nice to have something to look forward to, or even just a random night out. Like we went out randomly a couple of weeks ago, and it was probably one of the best nights out we've had. Like just having a dance with your friend and letting yourself go.
Yeah, definitely. So I hope from today's episode you've taken something from it and you reflect on what your relationship is with alcohol and what steps you're going to take from today to find your balance with alcohol.
Yeah, because ultimately it's only you, as we've said, it's only you that can control it. It's not the alcohol's issue, it's yours.
Yeah.
If you're not enjoying going out, then you need to kind of figure out why you're not enjoying it. And if you're someone that just genuinely doesn't like to have a drink, then you also need to know that that's okay.
Yeah, and that's all right as well.
Yeah. So we hope that you've enjoyed today's episode, just chatting about your relationships with alcohol as we go into 2026, and we hope that you all have loads of plans and you just tell yourself that it's okay to have a good time and assess whether there's an issue with anything that's in your environment, and go into 2026 looking to change that, because 2026, as we said, is the new 2016 and it is going to be the year that everyone has a great time.
Yeah,
and
it all starts with you.
We hope you can plan loads of good stuff in this year, either say yes a bit more or maybe say no a bit more, and just enjoy yourself and find that balance.
Well said.
So anyways, thanks for watching. We're going to be touching base on more episodes like this, things to better you, to become her. So we'll see you for next week's episode. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps.
It does really help. Yeah, we appreciate everyone that's liked and followed and subscribed so far, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.